Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night. The fundamentals to get inner peace, and tonight is not another Wednesday night. It's a milestone, and we're excited. And it's a time to celebrate Baruch Hashem. We're doing tonight class number 100. And I know there are newcomers, people who just found out about it. So welcome. And if you don't get the emails, if you don't get the Wednesday night emails, you can send me an email to coachmenachem@gmail.com. Let me know, I'll sign you up. And the recordings, the past recordings, they're all available at menachembernfeld.com. So join us, and later on we'll discuss the course that's coming up in Metz Hashem the next few weeks. So stay on. So here we are. Baruch Hashem, we've covered a lot. We've sat together. We've learned. We've spent some time with ourselves. And it's time to reflect. Time to see, where are we? What have we picked up? Are we confused? Do we have some clarity? So before we start, let's just check in. Just to check in where I am now, physically, emotionally. What am I feeling? What did my day look like? What did my week look like? Take a deep breath. And just be here, wherever you are, for a few minutes. Just be there. And you become aware of your surroundings, where you are. And then you turn inwards just to see what your body feels. Many people don't have time, or they don't understand what it means to see what your body feels. But eventually, when you can learn the sensations, the feelings of your body, you can actually see what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what your day look like. Just have to tune into your body, and you'll see, am I stressed or am I relaxed? Because the body feels it. The body keeps the score. There's a book that talks about this, but that's what it is. The body keeps the score. Body knows. Sometimes it knows much more than you want, and it feels it. So just to take a minute, turn inwards, see, what do I feel in my body? Do I feel stressed? Or I don't take a deep breath only when I tell you to. Running around, being very busy. Beautiful. So yeah, it's a time to celebrate, and it is important, we discussed, to celebrate your wins. And if you've been here with me since the beginning or whenever you started, I want to thank you for joining, for being part of this. It's a milestone for all of us. But we would love to start by class number 100. You do something 100 times, it's easier. It's a little bit easier. If we could only start by class 100, that would be good. Be more relaxed. You can do it. But the first few times to get started is hard. But that's part of the journey. So yeah, it is a time to celebrate. And I would thank myself and thank for those who pushed me, supported me. Thank Hashem, because without him, I wouldn't be doing anything. He's the one who does everything. I'm just doing my shtadlus. And to say it was easy, no, it wasn't easy. It was a challenge, but to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one class at a time. Just to focus on that one. If you focus on the 100 classes, it's a lot. It could be overwhelming. But you focus on, just one class. That's part of the process. So I want to thank Hashem, thank you, thank myself. And Metz Hashem, we're going to the next step tonight, which we'll talk about the course in Metz Hashem. But first, let's reflect past 100 classes. What did you learn? What did you pick up? Do you feel a difference? Many people ask me, Menachem, at the end of the day, is it possible to change? Do people change? Or they are where they are. This is it. I've tried this, tried that. Do we really change? This is my personality. And I would answer, listen, I speak to a lot of people, and thank you all for the feedback, for the emails. And it is unbelievable to see. Yes, it's possible to change. It's small changes. You have to be able to see it. You have to be able to feel it, and you have to be able to celebrate it. Because if not, you're not going to continue. But small changes, that's what we're talking about. Small ideas, small changes that you put in a day, do different things, different way of thinking. That makes a difference. And that's what we're looking for. Yes, we're all working on bringing Mashiach, Menachem, to make a big change. But we get lost. We have to do something big. You have to do something small and very small that you might think it's so small, so why do it? That's exactly what you should do. Small things that you think make no difference. So here we are. So we started off just talking about what inner peace is, to understand what do we all want? What's that peaceful feeling that we're looking for? And it doesn't mean to relax all day and be on vacation. That's not what we're looking for. We could be busy, could be a lot going on, but that inner peace, something inside of you has that self-acceptance, that place where I'm okay, which we discussed the past few weeks. Starting with the brain waves that we discussed, interesting topic to see how the brain works, why it's hard for a person to slow down. Why do we go so fast? Why are we on the run, the rat race? Sometimes it can be a coping mechanism, running away from something we don't want to sit with. We discussed that space that Viktor Frankl talks about. Between stimulus and response, there's a space. When something happens, we usually respond right away, but we need to create that space, open up that space, take a deep breath before you respond. So we go from reacting all day, reacting to emails, reacting to stuff that happened every day. You have to do things because things come up. You go from reacting to responding, making conscious decisions. Then we went into the inner self-talk, listening to your inner voice, whether it's positive or negative. Getting to understand emotions, whatever it is, and maybe not even call it positive or negative, it just is. We become aware of our thoughts, our feelings, the way we talk about ourselves, about the world, about the people around us. Talking about self-love, that could be a heavy one, because first you need self-acceptance. I'm happy with who I am. Embracing your emotions and be able to validate, to understand what validation is so that you can do it to yourself. Effective listening, you can listen to yourself and then validate so that you can do it to people around you, whether it's your kids, your spouse, or at work. So how much of these did we pick up? Are we practicing? Are we aware? And then there's a lot of techniques that we discussed. And it's time to ask yourself, am I using these techniques? Or I'm just listening, I know about them, I even wrote them down. They're very good ideas, but I don't do them. That's an awareness. Just to be aware of how you work. We discuss very easy techniques, simple techniques, talking about deep breathing, behavioring technique, positive affirmations, guided imagery, meeting our inner child. We spend a few classes on understanding that inner child. Sometimes we need to apologize, be there for it, to listen. Then we had the VU sound, and the exhale, you go VU, just to relax. The butterfly hug, journaling. Again, these are very simple techniques. things that you can do. It can take 2 minutes. And that's what we're focusing on. Very simple. Doing things, putting it into our routine, putting it into our day. Not to wait till we're overwhelmed and then you start deep breathing and it doesn't work. You start doing all these techniques and it doesn't work. And it doesn't work. This doesn't work. I can't. That's not working. Why wait for that last minute? You need it every day. Our body needs it every day. It needs a few minutes to calm down, to relax. For some reason, we believe we can push, and we push and push and push until we wait for the last minute. Another thing we discussed is to be aware of our emotional home. Where am I the majority of the day? How do I feel the majority of the day? What's my emotional home? And that can be changed. Talking about the power of intention, I can set my intention in the beginning of the day of how I want to feel. And that's huge. It's like pressing a button, making a decision. How do I want to feel today? And you can actually program yourself to feel that way. And many people tried it, and I've gotten feedback, amazing feedback. So again, you have to choose what works for you, but this is like simple things, can be done, should be done. You know, you pick up these ideas, start implementing. The pictures we use, our mind makes pictures. What do we see? What do we imagine for the future? So all of these things, Baruch Hashem, we've covered a lot. And our goal really on Wednesday night wasn't to really cover anything, like I mentioned many times. It's really just taking off, finding a few minutes of your day where you can breathe, where you can be. So, you know, many people go to lectures and they want to learn more and read more books, take more courses. And sometimes they have to say, that's it. You're okay. Take it easy, relax, continue doing what you're doing. You don't need new things. You don't need new information. That can also be an addiction. And remind me when I talk about the course soon, you might say, I don't want to take another course. But that's what this upcoming course is all about. We'll talk about it in a minute. But to just find some time to relax, to be. And even if you spend a few minutes on the couch, does not mean that you're relaxing, because it all depends what's going on in our minds. You could be sitting on the couch, but your mind is racing. So that means your body is tense. So just to find a few minutes, learning these techniques and relaxing. So now here we go with the course. Okay, so again, the course is based on the book, The Presence Process. And I'm going to share, it's in the course. If you can, I'm going to share the link I'm going to put the link in the chat. Again, there are people who tried getting it. They might say it's full. If you tried and it says it's full, send me an email and we'll send you another link, Emetz Hashem. But in the link, in the course, when you enroll the course, again, the course officially is $500 and I'm taking it off, making it 80% just for $100. A small investment because we do need a commitment. And you'll see why in a minute. Just to be able to commit to do the work, it's not hard work, but it is hard work. Why? So it's based on the presence process, and it's a 10-week course. Okay? There is what to read. So when you enroll in the course in Emetz Hashem, you will get a free PDF, which you can start reading it right away. I do recommend getting the physical book. Well, I'll share a link from Amazon. You can go get the book itself, but you can start reading it from the PDF. You have the full PDF inside the course. And there is 2 parts of the book. First part is reading, understanding, being in the present moment. If you've been with us, it's a lot of what we talk about. The second part is the 10-week course. So I do want to say the exercise that they give is to sit for twice a day, 15 minutes. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. Now, 15 minutes doing what? Breathing in and out. I tell people do it 5 minutes and they can't. But here we are. You're going to spend a few dollars, so you're committed. And you're going to have a chart. And you're going to find time. Many people say they don't have time. They're too busy. Okay, we're becoming aware of what's going on in our minds. All of these thoughts, that's part of it. In the morning, for 15 minutes, find a time that works for you in the quiet space. And at night, again, find a time that works for you. It doesn't have to be the last thing of the day, whenever it works. But I do have to say that you have to take it easy. If you have to do it perfect, and if you're trying to do it very hard, and you're pushing, it's not going to work. Take it easy. The breathing itself. In the course, I shared 3 clips, YouTube clips that have 3 different paces. You go fast, medium, or slow. But the main thing is to do what works for you. It's breathing in and out without pausing in the middle. We're used to breathing like a breath in, out, and then we stop. We might fall asleep. But this is in and out, in and out. Find that pace that works for you. Relax. It's not if you don't feel good, you're overworking. Just find that pace that works for you. In and out, without pausing in the middle, for 50 minutes. Yes, it's not so easy, but that's when the things are going to come up. You'll start seeing your mind is going to say it's not for me. Mind is going to say it's too much. Just listen and continue. And when you're done, make that check. So this is really the exercise that they give. Basically, there is just a second here. There's a one-liner for each week. It's called the conscious response. It's just one line every week. They give you like a statement. There's a weekly reading that you read. So you can read it one day, you can read it every day a little bit. And the main thing is the breathing twice a day. And then you continue the next week. When you enroll in the course, you'll have access to the welcome module, and every week we're going to open up the next week. So you're not going to be able to get the whole course at once. You're going to get the first part, and then when you're done that, 7 days later, a week later, you go to week 2. 7 days later is week 3, and that's how eventually you open up all the weeks. And this is how we go on the journey. The question is, what are we going to gain from this course? So what I say, it's taking everything we've learned to the next level. It's actually helping the things process. And that's why it's called the presence process. You're going to be in a space where things will come up, but you're going to learn how to be there and see it. Not get scared, not react. You'll see it. You'll listen to it. And you'll continue breathing. Whether we talk about becoming okay with our mood, okay with ourselves, learning how to be in the presence, to ground ourselves, to relax, to understand ourselves, to understand the people around us. Really, it helps. I think everything we've learned takes it to the next level. So we're not really learning too much more. We're actually starting to doing the process, sitting with it. And it's hard for me to explain what's going to come up, but I think you have to try it out. You can try it out. Again, I share the clips that you can follow. Some people, they say I can't do it myself. You have to tell me what to do. Okay, that's part of it. So in the clip, they have breathing in and out. You hear breath breathing in and out. You just follow. If you want fast, you take the fast one. If you want slow, go with the slow one. But you can do it yourself also. I would recommend phones off, everything off. You take a timer, you set it 15 minutes, and you just breathe in and out without any, I have to do this, I have to do that, nothing. This 15 minutes, I'm going to wait till it rings. Here I am. I'm going to do the breathing. And what's going to come up, you'll see. Afterwards, you can journal, just write down so you can see how the process works. It is going to get easier, and you're going to start to know yourself. What I say is you get to see who's in control. If after 2 minutes you have a thought, I can't do this, I have to do that, I'm too busy, that's who's controlling you. And now here we are with a commitment that we're not moving from here. I am staying here. This is what I'm doing now. Why? That's what I decided. So you stay right over there and you continue breathing in and out. And slowly you get to see all the things that we discussed. You get to see what's controlling, what the thoughts, and it really helps you to get into a present moment and to be okay with yourself, everything we discussed. But again, don't overwork. Find what works for you. It has to be relaxing. You have to take it easy. Now, some people would say, I'm going to fall asleep. If the books talks about it, if you find yourself falling asleep, first of all, it's okay. But you can start breathing a little bit faster. When you feel you're breathing very slow and you're falling asleep, so you're conscious about it. And you can start breathing a little bit faster in and out, so you're more energized. So again, you're in control, you see where you are, and yes, sometimes you're going to fall asleep. Sometimes you will forget to do it. Well, we're human. It's okay. Again, we're going to try to be consistent. And try to make sure to do it twice a day. If I do it right or wrong, we're not thinking about that. We're just sitting 15 minutes and we're doing our best. If I forgot yesterday, that doesn't mean that it's over. It's okay. I continue. So all of this is the work that, perfectionism, I have to do it this way, that way. No, the main thing is gentle on yourself, taking it easy. So this is it. And I'm very excited. First of all, to do it yourself works, but to do it with a group, if you join us with this next 10 weeks, probably going to be a little bit more. We're only starting in 2 weeks. Next week is going to be next week we'll talk about the introduction, a little bit of the reading. We'll next week is the 15th, I believe, we'll do the introduction. And then this 22nd will be week number 1, the first week. And the price is usually $500, but it's 80% off now. Go grab it. It's just $100. And for the first 100 people. And to do it together with a group, first of all, it helps to be accountable. You feel you're part of it. The support, the consistency, it's all needed to be able to continue, especially this work. Sometimes you just stop in the middle, you say, I can't, and then you hear those voices. It's too much for me. But to do it with a group, just the energy, the collective energy, do it together, it helps for able to continue. And Menachem Wednesday nights are going to be the week that the nights that we get together to discuss how it's going, what are the things that are coming up. We'll discuss the reading a little bit, and then we'll post the recording in the course, Menachem. And the course itself is going to have, I'm going to add videos of Menachem to the course based on the reading, based on questions that people have. So join us. Let me share with the link. I'll put it in the chat. Just a second. And there is a possibility that it might say it's full already. Don't worry. Send me an email and I'll send you a link. It could be it's a glitch. This is part of my growth. Here we are. Just a second. Okay, so that's the link. Try it out. Let me know in the email. Or you can let me know now what it says. And if you know anyone who wants to join, they can send me an email, send them the link, coachmenachem@gmail.com. And now I will open up for questions. Whoever has about the course or anything, you can raise your hand and I'll mute so you can ask your questions. Try to unmute. Here we go.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to know if, first of all, you have to breathe in the same place each time. If you could breathe when you wake up early in the morning and you didn't get out of bed yet, and if you could do it when you're riding an exercise bike.
Very good. So I believe it doesn't have to be the same time every day. And it is recommended if it's easier. Some people, it all depends, you know. For some people, if you put it into your routine and doing it every day at the same time, it's rather, you know, it would happen versus if you just leave it up to when you have time. But again, if you know you have different times that works for you and you do it, beautiful. As long as you're doing it, great. Now, question: if you while you're doing it on a bike, try it out. Let's see if it works. I'm sure it works, and I think it might be even easier because you're doing that exercising, you're breathing in and out, but you have to see if the actual breathing is going to work. But again, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you're doing most of it, you know, you're trying your best, so don't try to overthink.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? Okay, some people want to listen to a breathing session. I'm not going to be sitting here for 50 minutes, but the breathing basically is without pausing. So it's tell me if you hear my breathing over here. Or you could try it yourself. Try breathing in and out slowly. Don't overdo it. The first time people do it, oh, I'm getting dizzy, I can't, it's not for me. Relax. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out without pausing. And if you want faster, you do it faster. You do it slower, do it slower. You do whatever works for you. Be there for yourself. Don't, you know, don't overdo it so that after 2 minutes you just give up. Yes, some people, oh yeah, you might feel tingling. You might feel a little bit lightheaded. So you can do it a little bit faster or a little bit slower. But you'll see, the book talks about it. Our mind has so many reasons not to do it. It's going to come up with all the reasons. Believe me, the first 2 times, you'll have a list. Write it down. All the reasons why I can't do this. Not for me. I can't. Too much. It doesn't feel good. But that's the mind saying, I'm not used to this. I don't like this change. What's going to happen to me? The answer is nothing. You're breathing normal. Again, that's why I'm saying if you're breathing very fast, then something is wrong. If you're the regular way you're breathing till now, it's just without pausing. So it's in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So the breathing is 15 minutes. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. The class, again, we'll meet Wednesday night to discuss, you know, the support. Wednesday night, a support group. But the reading, every week there's a reading in the book, which you can start right away. Enroll in the course and you have the PDF over there. You can start reading it right away till you get your book, if you want a physical book. But the reading every day is just a few pages. There's 2 parts in the book. Part 1 is in general. There's a lot to read in the first part. You can start reading it. It's good to read it. But the course itself is the second part of the book. And that's where you'll see week 1, week 2. and the reading itself is just a few pages, not too much. So it's not that much time spending on reading, on doing stuff. It's the main thing is the breathing every day, 50 minutes in the morning, 50 minutes at night. When you're done the breathing, you can stay there for a minute or two just to be aware of how you feel. Journal. Well, before journal, make a check. Very important. Make a check that you did it. So you can see, wow, I did it. It's going to help to continue. And then when you forget one day, it's okay. You continue the next day. Make a check, and afterwards you can journal. You can write the first one. I'm not sure if I did it right. I'm not sure if I like this. I don't know, middle I fell asleep. Just write it down and you'll see your growth. You'll see what happens after a few days, after a week, after two. You'll become used to it and you'll see where it goes. I think it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so that's it. Any more questions? Okay, somebody wants some sponsorships. Beautiful. Anybody looking for a sponsor for that $100? Let me know. We'll reach out to somebody who wants to sponsor you. All you have to do is Hashem, I want to take this course, and that's it. Emit Hashem, it will happen. Okay, so enroll. If anything happens, if it tells you that it's full, send me an email, coachmenachem@gmail.com. Any questions, send me an email. Emit Hashem will get to answer all your questions, and I look forward to seeing you all in the course, and Emit Hashem will see growth, and hopefully in Yerushalayim or Kodesh with Mashiach will continue to grow and serve Hashem. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week, Wednesday night, Emit Hashem. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you inside the course.